Hello and welcome back to Crafted Realms. As you can see, I have built a platform, which we're gonna expand on today. Some things have happened, nothing too drastic. The most drastic is probably this trainless track that Loki has constructed, which connects our bases together, but we cannot use that yet because we don't have a train. But that's up for decorating by my hands, we have agreed on. So that's something to look forward to. Today, I want to start building. And to do that, I would like a better storage solution, or inventory storage solution. So I want to make some of these. They're called toolboxes. And I have laid out the resources for 3 of them, which we can now place. And if we hold Alt, we can access them from afar. They're empty, of course, right now, but we can access them. And if we right shift break them, oh no, if we just break them, we pick them up, which is very convenient. Now, I need building materials, which is a difficult task if I don't know what I want to build up here. So I'll focus on I'll focus on making this platform not float. I would like to bring down a bit of deep slate to the bottom of it. Maybe some black stone in the blocks in the water. First things first, deep slate. And for that, I'll take out my drills. Huh. Turns out I'd already made a bunch of queen... What's this called again? Deep slate. But now we also have this bunch of deep slate over here. Also a nice touch about these things. One slot of a toolbox is 4 regular stacks. Large. So that's nice to have. We have essentially 32 stacks of bulk storage in there that we can access remotely. This will probably not be enough to bring the entire edge down to water level, but we'll see how far we go with just that amount. But first, let's beautify them a bit. What do we want? What block do we want? Yeah. So this is what we got. We have 2 types of deep slate bricks. We're gonna mix them a bit and see how far we go. Another neat thing about accessing the toolbox remotely is as you can see, the slot now has this golden border at the red lamp. And this is gonna keep our hotbar slot at 32 constantly. And now the lights turned off because we're out of range of the box, I will accept that for the moment. Because if we now move back into the radius, it gets refilled. This is just such a quality of life feature. That alone is the reason to play with Create, honestly. I gotta say, I am pleasantly surprised by how far this got us. I did not expect that the blocks would be enough. I have stopped at this height, because at this height I want to start with the black stone, with the darker stones, to make it look like they're wet from the waves. For that I need black stone. But we actually have a whole lot of blocks left. To my surprise, we only need like half of them, which means we've got a bunch of deep slate for future projects in store right here. Great, so we have got ourselves a platform, which admittedly is not looking that good at the moment. Once we put in some details, this is gonna look much better. But I will wait on the details until I actually have some stuff set up. This has got us a rough idea of what this will look like. I might get some blackstone to pull this all to the all the way down, so it looks more complete. But generally this is how it will stay for the time being, because I still don't have a roof above my head and it's raining. And sleeping in the rain is not something I want to do every night. So to that end, I need a house or some sort of shed. This place here is supposed to become some sort of harbor. So here would probably be like the sort of small tower. Not necessarily a lighthouse, but like a watchtower probably. I plan on building a factory or two here as well, because that's really just the starting point from which we're gonna expand into the mountainous areas. And I see this space with a lot of height variation, considering we're on a mountainside. So next up, I will get some deep side to finish this up, and after that, we're gonna make like, I don't know, a tool shed or something. Just that this place here is not out in the open, but instead has an actual place to belong. Maybe over here. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Let's clear our brains. Let's clear our brains from all that hard work we've been doing this episode once again, and go to the nether and get some deep slate. Not deep slate. Blackstone. The other deep slate. The deeper slate. The deeper slate. Yes. The beeper slate. Oh. Look at them blazes smiling at me. Oh. Just the right biome for gathering that. Good stuff. This biome is mocking me. Now doesn't this look much cleaner already? I ran out of blocks towards the end here, but we're gonna do that one another time when we revisit this entire thing to detail it. So, next step, get an actual building on the platform. But I am missing very important ingredients for that, which is sandstone and bricks. These things here. Those red bricks. For that, we can easily make a contraption that does it for us over time, which I would like to set up before we actually start gathering materials. So, first things first, we need mechanical crafters. These things here. We need those to make crushing wheels. With these crushing wheels, we can crush cobblestone into gravel. We can do this in a millstone. And we need to crush the gravel with crushing wheels to get sand and, well, very little clay as a byproduct. And we use that sand either to make like sandstone or to wash into clay. This is going to be a slow process probably, but it will produce a passive amount of sand and bricks if we set it up correctly. So, next up, we need electron tubes, which requires iron, which we don't have a whole lot of, but more importantly, rose quartz, which requires redstone and quartz. And then we have to sandpaper them down. We have everything we need for sandpaper, but we also need watts. So let's get that real quick. I have gathered everything for the crafter over there. I took it up to a network. And now it's time to craft the actual crushing wheels. Just place the barrel here, put the button up here. And now let's see if we have enough andesite casing. Granted, it won't be a problem if we don't have enough, because there's enough materials in this base. Right, there's some wheels, and I don't think I actually need more than 2, except for 2 more for Lucky, because we've made a trade, so I get a stack of iron, and they get 2 crushing wheels. So those 2 are for Lucky. So let's make another pair then. And just in case we needed another one. And there we go. 2 wheels for Lucky, 2 for contraption, and 2 more in case we need them. So now that we have those, let's get working on the factory where we're gonna be making our bricks and sandstone. It's the next day in real life, and I have been very busy. First of all, I have made a little power setup out of water wheels in an unconventional orientation. To get these bad boys together, give about 8,000 stress capacity. And about half of that is being eaten by this monstrosity of a factory. I have yet to decorate it, but the core of it, the functional bit, is done. So let me pop into free cam real quick. Up here, we set the speed. Up here, we have a cobblestone generator. These drills then mine the blocks. They get put into this vault for backlog storage. Over here, the cobblestone gets milled down into gravel. Over here, the gravel gets crushed into sand and clay and flint, which gets filtered out down here. So then we have this this monstrosity of a setup. To the left, we have the sand that we get the sand that gets compacted into sandstone. Next to it, we have the clay as a byproduct from the crushing, which gets immediately turned into bricks. And these three are all sand as well, to have a 3-to-1 split between sand that gets turned into clay and sand that gets turned into sandstone. So these three all feed into the same conveyor. They have a 25% chance to get turned into clay, and they then get spat out down here onto this conveyor, which leads into this depot next to the other clay one. Next, the bricks get dropped down here onto this conveyor belt, which feeds into the final brick compactor. This one spits them out over here, and they then get chute via a chute, get dropped into this drawer. Same for the sandstone. So yeah, that's the machine. And the reason why speeding this up does not change a whole lot is because the bottleneck in the end is the speed at which things get washed and smelted. We could probably deal with a bit faster speed, but it's not really necessary. We already have in the 10 minutes? 20 minutes this has been running. I've already got almost half a stack of bricks and almost a stack of sandstone. Although the sandstone has been running longer than the brick production. So I estimate that at like 1 or 2 blocks per minute for both of them. Which is not a whole lot, but it's a passive income. So up next would be to decorate this bit, but for that I will have to AFK a bit, so we actually get the materials to build the building around. Because this is exactly my build palette I want to use, which is why this factory exists. So I will be AFK for a bit and see you in a while. Okay, so I'm a bit embarrassed to admit this, but it has actually been about a week or maybe even 2 since I said I would be going AFK. And the worst part, I wasn't even AFK that long. But in the one day I was AFK, I got, well, 18 stacks of both, effectively. A bunch of sandstone is placed here as a first idea for a footprint, which is subject to change probably, but it's a rough idea. So yeah, I wanted to have this entire exterior finished in this episode. But considering this episode is way overdue, I will put that off for the next episode and we will decorate next time. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to give a like and consider subscribing. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye!